Hey there viewer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I take an idea from thumbnail to color study to changing the color study a little bit to suit my liking to the overall painting. Now this painting take a lot of prep work and I'm very happy with the composition, but let's start with the beginning. Welcome back to our next landscape painting video. It's been a while, but I've been working on some wolf material. You guys have probably seen the demo of me copying a master copy. And that master copy kind of gave me more confidence to come back and create more art, because I feel like I learned so much for this week of how to paint animals, how to paint for. I'm just excited to get it done onto the work. Now this work, I found some picture on Pinterest with this landscape right here. This reference with number 1 and this landscape right here. And I could have just and coming from making that master copy, which I'll put right here, it really inspired me to create a nice wolf scene, but just more open air. And I really like the pictures and reference that I get on YouTube. No, I'm painting from an image, but as you know, my painting never come out as an image, because once I was using the picture as the bone of the painting, right? Now for this painting, I want to do this painting proper. I want to do this painting right. I'm not coming out and do all this work and then couldn't get an ass painting. That's not happening. I'm not creating a next ass painting. I'm trying to make an ass painting. But if I don't want to make an ass painting, I have to do some couple stuff. One, I had to do some thumbnail sketch. I had to do a thumbnail sketch with some pencils just to understand my subject. So I want to do a thumbnail sketch of the landscape. I want to do a thumbnail sketch of the wolves with some shading pencils, right? Once I complete those steps, then I want to create a color study for the landscape. Now the color study is going to be on a small box just to get color, so I'm not focused on any detail, just the colors and how the colors will bounce off with each other. That's all I want to know. And after I do the color study, I'm going to progress on painting. Now, yeah. So for this part of the process of a painting, I just want to get my main ideas down and visualize of how this painting is going to come together. So I'm starting off with the thumbnail sketch of the painting on the top corner and a wolf sketch of my two wolves that will be incorporated in this painting. I did a sketch for each of them in a bracket just to get some basic value in. Now for the sketch, I recognize that I have some good light and dark, and I will really have to create a good atmosphere by keeping the mountains at a distance. The wolf, they have some energy lines to them, which I like. I think I'm gonna add to this painting because of how the wolf is arching its bark. Also the second wolf, I'm not sure if I want to incorporate in the painting because its position is quite dynamic, and like if I pull it off, it's gonna look good, but I don't know if I want to risk it putting it in the painting and it just throw the painting off. So yeah, I'm thinking of the next wolf, but I like a thumbnail and I'm loving my first wolf here. So yeah, and this is what a thumbnail study is all about. So here is my thumbnail and thumbnails of the wolf. Because I mess with focus on the color, I try to do less detail as much as I can, but just to see how the color will bounce now. This is going to be more detailed, but so far I like the composition. I like in that you have difference between grass and snow, which kind of show the season is going, which is obviously part of the storyline of changing of season. And then I like how this have this little color and fade into dark. I would want to do some more stuff for the clouds, but I think that's like a bit too much. I don't know, kind of like how like I have this lights over here, that isn't for here, but yeah, it's the color study. I have my sketch, I have my color study, but looking back on color study, I find the mountain was a little too boring, so I'm gonna try to find some better reference for like mountain, because the background is glowing, the front trees are just catching the light that's hitting them, the water is catching the light, and the road in the picture is just daytime, so it's really hard to see light move. So I'm just gonna add a little more, get some reference that could match the sunset. No, fun fact of making thumbnails. This is basically me first time making a color study for any painting, which I won't be doing because I can just make changes anytime I want. For this thumbnail, I find it's close. I mean, the mountains go better with that light just catching the top of the mountain and the next mountain just catching all light. Obviously, I can't go in detail, but I just want to see how the colors bounce off each other. Yeah, come on, pretty good. So, reached the stage where I want to paint. I made some couple changes with the sky, and I think I'm happy with the results that I have of it right here. I think I'm very happy with the result. So now, let's begin the painting process. I think this is the last time I'm going to be checking on you guys with the idea. Hope you enjoy the time lapse.